How does the BEEZ speed loader compare to the tried and true MAGLULA by MAGLULA? Let's find out. Hey everybody, Matt here. So I got this BEEZ speed loader off of Amazon, $29.95, 5-star rating. There's only, I think, 4 ratings on there right now, but they're all 5-star. Uses a little bit of different technology to load your magazines than the MAGLULA does. So we're going to compare these two side by side, not only in the way they function, but also how easy they are to use. And I'm going to measure that here in just a moment. You'll see. First thing you notice is they are different sizes. And the BEEZ, they do come made specifically for the type of magazines you have, whereas the MAGLULA, this is kind of a universal 9mm loader. I've gotten this to work with several different types of magazines, so that's convenient. But yeah, the BEEZ, they do lock in though very nicely, but they are made for specific mags. So this is for my Shield Plus. It does come with a release button right there. So I have a 13 round mag and a 15 round mag, and we're going to test them out side by side. So first the BEEZ, enter the magazine as such. And if you notice, this uses scissor like action. Just squeeze your fingers together just like that. And apparently it's as easy as that. So let's take a look here. Squeeze it together, drop the round in. Oh, that didn't go in perfectly straight, so now it's stuck. Let's try that again. Drop the round in. Nope. That's stuck too. Uh-oh. Oh, that's my fault. Okay. So when you squeeze it together and you drop the round in, it's supposed to sit tilted up. Do you notice that? And then when you release the levers, that front piece pushes it back and loads it into the magazine. That was my fault. I did not know that you had to follow through to get it to seat back in there. Okay. All right, there we go. 13. Release. Comes right out. Now, any of you that have Shield Plus magazines know that they get very, very difficult because of the spring to fill them up all the way, but that was actually very easy. So now let's try this on the 15 round. And there you go. All loaded full. Cool. That worked well. Now let's compare this with the MAGLULA that I have been using for many, many years. So if you haven't used one of these, what you have to do is you have to squeeze this together and push it down. And this little tab, first we'll push the follower down so you can put the first round in there. Then you have to release it, lift it up, pinch it together, push it down, put the next round in there, release it, push it down again, pinch it together, so forth. This is going to be the 13th round, and that is very tight.
That's what she said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
But I did it. Now let's see how it does on the 15 round. And when you get to that last one, that's a lot of pressure you got to put on there. So is the BEEZ a little easier to use with just the scissor action? Yeah, it is very apparent that it is a lot easier for me to use, at least. As far as dexterity goes, you might be a little bit different though. But there's no denying that getting that last round in there is much more difficult with the MAGLULA, any way you cut it. So now the next test is I want to see just how much pressure you have to put on these to load them. All right, I have 1 round in each magazine I'm going to start with, and I have this fancy it's a pull gauge, but it's also a push gauge. So it's going to measure force in either direction. Let's start with the speed BEEZ with 1 round in there. How much force down does it take to engage? 2.3, 2.4, 2 pounds, 2.2, 2.2. And that's an average of 2.2. Now with the MAGLULA by MAGLULA, let's see how much force this requires. .1, 5 pounds 14 ounces, 5 pounds 15 ounces, 6 pounds 5 ounces, and I'm trying not to bottom out, 5 pounds 15 ounces, for an average of 6 pounds. This is the 13 round magazine, and I have 12 rounds in it. So the next test is going to be how much force does it take to seat that last round in there. .1 pounds, 8.7 pounds, 8.4 pounds, 8.3 pounds, 8.6 pounds, for an average of 8 pounds 4 ounces. Next up, the MAGLULA. 16 pounds 4 ounces. That can't be right. 14.12, 17.2, 16.6, 18. Average of 16 pounds 8 ounces. Okay, same test. Now this is the 15 round magazine. I have 14 rounds in here. 6 pounds 14 ounces, 6 pounds 5 ounces, 6 pounds 1 ounce, 6.2, 6.4. I'm gonna do one more because I think that first one, I went past the bottom and pressed on it too hard, 6.3. So an average of about 6.5, plus that, again, that first one, I think that was on me. All right, same test with the MAGLULA. 17.4, 17.2, 15.3, 14.10, 15.6, average of 15.5. I will say that on the MAGLULA, it is more difficult for me to know when to stop. However, I think you can also tell by the measurements, one takes a lot more force than the other, a lot more. Okay, so just a couple final thoughts on these two speed loaders. Is the speed BEEZ a lot easier for me to use? Yes, by far. But it's also a little bit taller, a little bit wider, and you have to buy them specifically for your magazines. The MAGLULA, way more difficult to use. It is more compact, and it's a little more versatile because I've been able to use that with several different types of 9mm magazines without a problem. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all the things you already know how to do. I gotta go. Bye.